But give those belts a tuck, man. We're ready here.
Pace cars, man.
Start the race. Pace cars in. Let's be ready.
All right, pace cars away.
Coming on
Be
down.
ready.
Be ready. Be ready.
Ready.
Green.
Green flag. Rolling.
Everybody give me a little cruise.
Get out of here. Green is still out. Yellow's out.
Denny Hamlin spinning around, contact, chain reaction on the restart here. And Hamlin, who was the leader, Montoya behind him, Jimmy Johnson behind him, and there's damage now on his Toyota.
Yeah, he caught the end of that pit wall, and it's made some significant damage to the front end. Man, what a bad break for Hamlin.
His car directly back to the garage area to get some repairs. Here they are coming down and coming across. Now watch the right side of your screen, the 42 and 48.
Montoya was there.
Yeah, and he was getting a good push from Jimmy. You see, that's where the damage comes from, the end of that pit wall. If he just could have slid just a little bit farther, he'd have been okay.
Mark Martin's vantage point looking down, and you see the contact there as Hamlin goes slide.
I don't really understand it. If you're wanting to protect that inside, why don't you get down there and start there? He had his choice as to where to start, so I think that right there was just a mistake by Denny Hamlin.
Just a slight miscalculation.
Yeah.
There's the impact against the end of the pit wall. Pretty significant impact. Remember, even though the restart, they're still going well over 100 miles an hour.
Oh, man, if he could have just gone just another foot or two, he could have missed that and had no damage at all. Tough break for Hamlin.
He came in here sixth in the chase
team.
All right, Jimmy Johnson, the leader. What about Jeff Gordon? Has he got something for his teammate Johnson? They think he does, and right behind him is Montoya.
He had something on that restart right there. That was a great job by Jeff Gordon.
That's about the best you can do right there and not beat the leader to the line.
Maybe 3 wide here in just a second. Nope, Gordon's able to take control of this right now.
Be 11 laps to go when they come by, and Jeff Gordon takes the lead. Montoya now battling for second spot.
I tell you, Jeff Gordon's going to be hard to beat. Look at this 3-4 wide battle.
And we might not have seen our last caution here, guys.
Look at Boyer and Burden downstairs, and Gordon all the way down on the middle of that white line.
That's where his car's been fast, and he's not going to change that. See Montoya slide right up in front of Mark
Busch is in the wall.
Oh, trouble.
Oh, there's Casey Kane across, and he takes Biffle with him. Sliding down across the grass here at over 170 miles an hour, and the caution waving again here at California.
Right front will not roll. Now it's rolling.
As I say, business is picking up there as they get down to these final laps. Guys had on fresh tires. Watch from above here.
Well, I'll show you these two chase cars involved in this one. Top of your screen.
Yeah, that was Kurt Busch getting into the wall. You see him get it extremely loose. Then he comes back and gets into Casey Kane, who Greg Biffle was just trying to miss all of that and got in the middle of it.
And Kurt Busch drives away. He didn't mean to do that, but he's the one that got loose and caused this. He's pedaling the car hard.
Kurt Busch.
Line here, bud. Outside. Caution's out, outside.
All right, from Casey Kane's cameras, his viewpoint of the two in front of him.
You can see he sees that happening. He just tries to get down. He thinks he's okay.
Left rear.
As Kurt came off the wall, his car was still actually spinning the rear tires and drove him right down into Casey Kane.
Casey Kane was poised to have his third consecutive top 10 finish in the chase after having that DNF at New Hampshire for the engine failure. Now from the Goodyear blimp high above, watch the action here at the bottom of your screen.
Man, it's got to be helpless feeling right there.
Finished watching this. Looking at the run time champion. Boy, it's got a great start.
He's got the start. He's got a teammate behind him, Mark Martin, and he will have it by a couple of car lengths. Look at Kurt Busch on the bottom of the racetrack, and
look at Montoya 3 wide.
Montoya trying to hold the bottom. Jimmy Johnson takes a position. Gordon's got him by 2 car lengths. They were 3 wide coming off of turn 2 a moment ago.
David Reagan made a great move on the outside in that UPS Ford. best run he's had all year.
Carl Edwards down on the bottom of the racetrack there. Side by side for position. Montoya and Martin now for third spot.
See one of the cars smoking in that group. Here comes Jimmy now. He's still working on it. They come to the inside of Jeff Gordon.
Kirk Busch smoking a lot. He's got damage from that last incident.
Jimmy Johnson goes by and takes a position, or does he, as Jeff Gordon can try to get back.
Trouble.
Sideways down across the racetrack.
I know Marcus Ambrose is involved in that.
Elliott Sadler, Reed Sorensen.
Allmendinger is there, the 31 of Jeff Burton, who was having such a good run. Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Man, a lot of cars torn up here.
These guys were 4 wide just going across the start-finish line. You had to think something was going to happen.
Hang in there.
All these cars that were running 10th, 11th, 12th. There's the 9 car. Casey Kane again involved.
Now this one's going to be a lot harder to fix.
I was going to say he won't be involved anymore.
There's Dale Earnhardt Jr. had those fresh tires and was entering turn 1.
You can see they're at least 4 wide here, but it looks like
first contact looked to me like it was Elliott Sadler into the back of Junior.
Yes, I was going to say that's what triggered everything, but they were only asking for trouble at 4 wide. We've talked about how wide a racetrack this is, but
it wasn't wide enough for that. I mean, it's just, you know, these guys are trying to get everything they can and trying to bump draft on this straightaway too.
Yeah, they're just trying to push there, and probably just a little bit too much of a push.
Wow, do you see Reed Sorensen's car came off the ground?
47 car back and forth, bucking like a Bronco on left tires and right side tires.
A really bad wreck for Richard Petty Motorsports. Every one of his cars.
Right there, all 4 of them involved. Yeah. 3 of them piled up in a pile there for a while.
From Casey Kane's onboard camera now coming out of turn 4 down the straightaway.
You can see there are already some rubbing going on coming out of turn 4. These guys just battling as hard as they can right here at the end of the race, trying to get to spots. Now's when it's all going to happen.
Get low. Come through the middle, right where you're at. Keep coming straight.
Michael Walter drove right through the center of that. You see even Matt Kenseth got damaged.
Casey Kane got the back of the 31 of Jeff Burton. Watch him 4 wide there. Oh.
See all the parts and pieces flying off of them?
Well, that's unfortunate. There were a lot of see him really get loose coming up out of there. Had to get out of the throttle a little bit and fall back in behind Mark.
Here comes Montoya now for second.
White flag, final lap here in California. Side by side action. Gordon and Montoya, second position. Mark Martin is driven now out from underneath the 14 car. Here he comes, trying to be a factor here, maybe to finish third or second.
I'd have to say he'll go to the high side here and see if he can get by Montoya.
Montoya's going to try to block, but he
see Gordon all the way on the apron.
Jimmy Johnson coming down out of turn 4. What a job they have done again, and for the second year, make it third year in a row in the fall. Jimmy Johnson wins at California, and Gordon finishes second.